Before we get into this video, there's something that a lot of people don't know about me. June 18th, 1988, that day changed my life forever. That's the day I had a military personnel pull up to my house. Guy came by himself, walked up to the door, and we let him in the house. That guy came into our house and told me my brother passed away. My brother was in the Army. I can't tell you how difficult it has been for me. I'm going to be 45. So for the past 35 years, I have struggled along the way to be where I'm at today. You'll see in this video I actually break down a bit, and I was trying to hold myself together while I was thanking the veterans and the first responders. Heroes on the Water has helped me in so many ways. I'm a volunteer, but it also helps heal us too as well. You know, Heroes on the Water gives me what I need as far as therapy, you know, because traditional therapy wouldn't work with me. People say it's not okay for men to cry. Well, I broke down in front of a bunch of men today, and I try not to. I try to keep these things to myself. This little plastic boat and being part of a family, you know, even with KBF hooking up with Chad Hoover, and I met Jason Austin today, who's a national coordinator for HOW, and I found out he's actually really good friends with Chad. So it's a small, tight-knit community. This whole Heroes on the Water, KBF, being on a plastic boat, being on the water, is my therapy, and it's a therapy for a lot of people, and there's people out there that need help. So if you know anybody that needs, you know, help coping with PTSD or anything, our veterans come back injured, emotionally hurt, and physically hurt, and they need our help. Don't hesitate to reach out to somebody you may know that may benefit from being on the water with a bunch of us, men and women, in these little plastic boats. And it's not about catching fish, it's about healing. It's about being on the water, the things that you don't see when you're on land, driving in a car, etc. Being on the water is one of the best therapies that you can think of. And whoever came up with the idea to send us out on these plastic boats, you know, as a family, as a team, as a buddy, it was the best idea that they came up with to help our veterans. And you know, Heroes on the Water started primarily with veterans, but they expanded to first responders as well. And like I said, it's not about just the participants, it's about the volunteers as well. And we help our veterans and first responders get out there, but it's also a healing process for us as well. You know, you don't have to be a veteran to be a volunteer. You don't have to be a first responder to be a volunteer. The U.S. military protects us and gives us these freedoms that we have today. And without our veterans and our first responders, who give up a lot of their personal time, a lot of their time away from families, we wouldn't have what we have today. So when you're out there on that water, just realize who has sacrificed for us to be where we're at and given us the ability to do that. And without Heroes on the Water, without KBF, without my wife, and without my son, I just don't know where I would be today. They've all helped me get through this, and I'm still healing, and it's always going to be a healing process for me. I'm not a big talker, even though you might think I am. I'm not a big talker. I'm more of a quiet person. My actions speak louder than words. I'm more of that person that'll go do something and show you that I care based on my actions, not on what I say. But that's all I really want to say to you guys before we get into this video. But it was a great day on the water. We had 3 different chapters. We had the Lowcountry chapter here in South Carolina. We had the Clemson chapter out of South Carolina. And we also had the Fort Gordon chapter out of Georgia. So there's 3 different chapters at this meet. We had a good time on the water. We had good food. I was able to give back to our veterans and first responders. I was able to give them some Fish USA gift cards and a pair of sunglasses from Rio Skier right here locally in Charleston, South Carolina.
It's little, but I got one.
Nice. All right, guys, you guys know, you've been with me before, you know what I do. I like to give something a little extra to our veterans and first responders because I appreciate all of you. You know, I lost my brother when I was 10 years old, and it was actually pretty traumatic. He was in the Army. So without my son and my wife in kayaking, it helps. So I'd like to give something back to you guys.
That's awesome, man.
So pick the first winner, bud. So we have, the last four is 9409. Come on, pick one. Last four is 9406.
Look at that. And I won.
There you go, bud.
It's rigged. No, I'm teasing.
Over here. Give it to the gentleman now.
That's awesome.
Have a new best friend right now.
Hey, everybody. Hey,
We-
right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Last four is 9396.
939.
Woo, Joe!
All right.
No problem.
Thank you.
One more. And we got a pair of Rio sunglasses that I got donated.
All right.
Last four is 9398.
Is that you?
There you go.
It's what?
It's pork roll. That's official now.
It's Taylor ham.
You're from the north.
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate every one of you. Thank you.
And the guy who made